Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Li Zino, the group leader. Today, our group is going to discuss a very important topic, embedding values of an effective organization in professional practice. First, we want to talk about why we are discussing it. Based on my research, the world today is facing a dynamic environment. Things are changing so fast. Technology, markets, and global rules. In the past, managers used strict rules to control everything. We call that steady state management. But today, that is too slow. If an organization only followed old rules, it cannot survive. I found that we need a guidance system. The rules are not clear. What help us decide? The answer is core value. Values help us stay stable when the world is unstable. They act like a compass. So, start our discussion, we need to know exactly what these values are. Menglan, you researched the definition of values. Can you explain that to us?
Okay, thank you, Zeno. Yes, I agree that rules are not enough. From my research, I focused on two main values, integrity and responsibility. First, let's look at integrity. It's not just about not stealing, it means being honest, transparent, and fair every day. For example, if my heart a mistake to look good, we lose integrity. When people have integrity, it builds trust, and trust is the foundation of everything. Research shows that trust helps organizations learn faster and perform better. Second is responsibility or accountability. This means we own our actions. We don't say, it's not my job, or blame others when things go wrong. When everyone takes responsibility, the whole organization moves towards the same goal. So, in my opinion, integrity and responsibility are the engine of an effective organization. But, 预防, values are useless if leaders don't follow them. You studied leadership. How do leaders show these values?
Okay, that is a very good point, Menglan. Actually, before this assignment, I thought leadership was just about authority, giving orders and controlling people. But my view has completely changed. I realized that in an effective organization, the most important thing for a leader is leading by example. Think about it. Leaders are the defenders of values. If a leader talks about integrity but lies to customers, the employees will see it. Then the employees will think lying is okay. The moral line of the team will collapse. So a leader must be a role model. Their behavior is an amplifier. Good behavior inspires more good behavior. Bad behavior spreads faster. Also, effective leaders use vision to inspire people, not just power. They create an environment where people want to follow the values, not because they connect deeply to how the team works together. Zhu Haili, a leader sets the example, but the team does the work. How do these values appear in teamwork?
Bang, I really like your point about the amplifier. For teamwork, I want to talk about three things: trust, communications, and inclusivity. First, trust. Just like the Mandan say, trust comes from integrity in the team. If I know my teammates are honest, I don't need to double check their work, and we can work faster. In education, for example, teachers need to trust each other to share teaching method. This is called efficiency. Second is communication. It must be open. We should share the ideas freely without judgment. If we hide problems, they will become bigger. So effective teams talk about mistakes openly without fighting and argument. The third one are very important, which is we call inclusivity. In a group, we have a different nationalities and backgrounds. So an effective team listen each of member voice. Maybe the quiet person has the best idea to represent themselves. If we respect everyone, we can get better solution. So teamwork is putting values in action together. However, sometimes working together is hard when we face difficult choices. Bentong, when we have conflict, how do we decide?
That is the hardest part, Zuhaili. In my part, I found a real challenge is not what to choose, but why we choose it. Often we face a conflict between short-term profits and principles. For example, should we use cheaper materials to save money even if the quality becomes worse? Or should we hit a risk just to get the contract signed? Based on our values, integrity, responsibility, and professional duty, I made a simple decision process. It's like a traffic light. When we face a hard choice, we ask three questions. First, is it legal? If it breaks the law, stop right away. Second, is it true? Do we need to lie to make it work? If yes, then we should not do this. 3. Who will it hurt? Will it hurt our clients or damage our future reputation? If we follow these order rules first, then choose, then consequence, we can make soft and better decisions. We should choose long-term review, not only short-term money, but this is not a one-time thing. We need to do this for years to build a good reputation. Junchun, how does this affect our career in the long run?
Yes, Wentong, you mentioned the long-term value. That is exactly my point. I want to talk about essential conduct and professional identity. Through listening to all of you, I learned that essential behavior is about consistency. We cannot be honest only when it is easy. We must be honest when it is hard. Like Wento said, this discussion changed how I see my future self. Building a professional identity means these values become our habits. It is about who you are when no one is watching. If I practice integrity and responsibility every day, it becomes my character. People will trust me not because of my contract, but because of my reputation. So embedding these values makes us true professionals, not just workers. It helps us build a career that we can be proud of in 10 or 20 years. I think this is the most important takeaway for all of us. Back to you, Znor.
This has been a very deep and meaningful discussion. Let me quick summarize that with what we learned today. We all agree an effective organization is not just a machine. That is a community of people sharing the same values. As we finish this assignment, let's promise to take these values into our future careers. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you in exam.